Western Conference season predictor. The West is crazy. It's the Wild West this year once again. A lot of things could happen. A lot of different things could happen. A lot of teams look very different. The Suns look completely different. The Rockets look different. Denver look different. OKC look the exact same and incredible once again. It's going to be an insane season. Anyway, I'm going to stop yapping and just get into it. 15th, I got the Jazz. Obvious. They have Laurie Markkinen and Ace Bailey, which is going to be a pretty cool draw to see. This is an exciting team. I'm actually pretty excited to see how Ace Bailey goes, considering everything that happened over the draft and with his agent. They're going to be a very exciting team, but they're not going to win games. Unless it's against Denver, because for some reason Denver always loses against the Jazz. But looking at that team, Walker Kessler's pretty decent. He had a pretty down year last year. Kevin Love is a very good veteran presence to have on that team. But apart from that, it's absolutely nobodies. I don't know who's on the team. Apart from Laurie and Ace Bailey and Kevin Love and Walker Kessler. This team's ass. They're going to be probably the worst team in the league. And they're going for that number 1 pick. In 14th position, I got the Suns. I'm sorry, Suns fans. I'm not going to lie. You guys were so close to winning it all in what, 2021? 2022? I don't think this team's going to be very good. I think D-Book is still an amazing player. Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green. It's going to be interesting to see how those 3 guys play together. It may be pretty exciting basketball if you don't like pure basketball or like the beautiful game. But yeah, the Phoenix Suns, I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, and especially in the Western Conference, I don't think they're going to do very well because this conference is just stacked. So I don't think they have their draft picks. I'm pretty sure the Suns don't have their draft pick till like 2035 or something crazy. But yeah, I feel sorry for the Suns, man. But at least you guys got cool jerseys. So yeah. In 13th, I got the Pelicans, man. I think the Pelicans could do decent this year. I think the Pelicans, right, could be one of those teams that surprise us all. Look at this roster. They don't just have Zion Williamson. They have skinny Zion, which you've never seen before, which is going to be very interesting. Dejounte Murray, I'm a big Dejounte Murray fan. Jordan Poole, he's looking actually really nice on this Pelicans team. Trey Murphy, another really good player who he dropped like 40 on the Nuggets last year. He's very good. Herb Jones. This team's really good. Like this team has a lot of good, like solid role players. Kevin Looney, who's actually pretty decent. He's got that Golden State Warriors experience. This team could surprise a lot of people, I feel. I've got them at 13th, but just looking at like my notes here, you know, I could see them pushing into that play-in range. It's just the West is so stacked. You're gonna have to win a lot of games to get into the play-in in the Western Conference. I think last year you had to win at least 40 games or something. But I could see the Pelicans doing it, man. If Zion is who we all think he is and who we think he can be, if their role players can step up, if they can do it defensively, they could make a very tough play-in run. So, who knows? In 12th, I have the Portland Trail Blazers. Dame is back. However, I think Dame's going to be out for a while. They have a solid team here, you know, like Yang, Hansen. I'm keen to see Yang, man. I like Yang. He reminds me of Jokic, and he likes Jokic as well, so I like Yang. Drew Holiday, Danny Advik. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Danny's a really good player. He's a guy who I feel like he's kind of forgotten just because of the teams he's been on. But he's a guy who's very solid, and pairing him up with guys like Scoot, Dame, him being in that organization, he could be a guy who leads this team, especially since Dame is out at the moment. But yeah, it's going to be, dude, this team's got a lot of good young players that have their veterans there as well in Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant. They have a decent young core. Like they have Scoot, they have Danny, they have Shannon Sharp. Then they've also surrounded those guys with good veteran players in Drew Holiday, Dame, and stuff like that. So they're slowly building to be back up into a decent playoff team. But the West, man, it's the Wild West. It's hard. In 11th, I have the most confusing team in the league, the Sacramento Kings. Yeah, I don't know what the Kings are doing, bro. Like looking at their roster, Dennis Schroeder's on the Kings. Wow, he's been on like every single team. That's crazy. Malik Monk, he was really good last year. Sabonis, man, we're gonna get Sabonis out of purgatory, man. Imagine Sabonis on like a good playoff team, bro. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Keegan Murray. This team's very old. The Kings, they have an aging roster, and I just don't know what direction they're going in, and I don't feel like they do as well. So the Kings are gonna be decent. They're gonna be a play-in team, maybe, but I feel like they just gotta sort out what they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Zach LaVine or Sabonis or something like that, like if one of their big star players gets traded. But the Kings, they're in a weird place, I feel. So yeah, they're gonna be interesting, very, very interesting to watch. So in 10th place, I have the Grizzlies, man. I'm pretty sure the Grizzlies, the Grizzlies made the playoffs last year, and they have a decent team. Like, obviously, they still have Ja Morant, they have Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, Jaren Jackson Jr. Apart from that, they have absolutely nobodies. Jalen Wells, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's pretty good. KCP's on the Grizzlies? It's not a bad team. They have some decent young guys, like Gigi Jackson's good, Scottie Pippen Jr. is decent. But I feel like this team is just in a weird spot as well. It's because they kind of have their guys in Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson, but they just need to find like guys to surround them with. And I feel like they need more veteran presence. Like, they haven't really got any like solid veterans who are like, apart from KCP really. So yeah, it's another interesting team. I think Zach Edey's pretty good, but if Ja Morant can get back to kind of what he was a couple years ago, Jaren Jackson Jr. is like, honestly, he's an amazing defender. I think he's pretty decent, but yeah, it's like the Kings, man. This team is just in a weird spot. I feel like just with the state of the Western Conference, they're not good enough to compete for a championship or really even make the playoffs and do well. But this isn't a team who can tank because they have good players on this team. So they're another team that kind of needs to decide which direction they really want to go in. So yeah, that's going to be another interesting team to watch. Now in 9th place, I have the San Antonio Spurs. I love this team, man. I'm a big Wemby fan, I'm not going to lie, but yeah, this team's going to be very, very interesting to watch. Obviously, they had the guy in Victor Wembanyama, and then now they're pairing him with Dylan Harper. That's going to be really two young guys who are both very good. That's going to be scary for the future. Obviously, they have Sohan, they have De'Aaron Fox as well, Kelly Olynyk, Carter Bryant, Stephen Castle. I'm pretty sure the Spurs, they have the two most recent Rookie of the Years on their team in Victor Wembanyama and Stephen Castle. This team, man, in the future, this team is looking like OKC, right? Like OKC was looking a couple years ago, just with how deep their young talent is. This team is nasty, and I think this team, in my opinion, is probably a sleeper to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to get it this year just because, like I've said 1,000 times in this video, the West is just crazy. But this is definitely one of those teams you could see being a dark horse for that playoff, for a playoff seed. So Spurs, man, they're scary. They're very scary. Now in 8th spot, I have the Dallas Mavericks. Now this team is stacked. Obviously they have the Rookie of the Year, I'm going to say right now, in Cooper Flag. They have Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington. They have a very, very good starting lineup. Even their bench is good. Like Derek Lively, who will probably... No, he's not going to start because AD's there. They have D'Angelo Russell as well. Like Daniel Gafford. Dude, their team is huge, bro. Like AD, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, man, that team is lengthy, bro. Max Christie, yeah, this team's deep. Dennis Smith Jr., Dante Exum, who kind of came back last year as well. This team's very good. Obviously Kyrie is out for, I don't know if he's going to be back this year. He may be missing the whole year. But this team's very good. If Cooper Flag is the player we think he's going to be this year, this team's going to be very scary and they're going to be very dangerous. Obviously, I think AD is still an amazing player, especially defensively. Klay can still shoot crazily. PJ Washington's still very good. They're going to do very well. They could be another sleeper to... I can see, man, the West is just crazy. I can see, Dallas going up against, Houston in the playoffs and winning, which may be crazy, and probably won't happen, but, I could seriously see a lot of these teams being, sleeper teams. Like we saw last year how the Wolves knocked off the Lakers and stuff like that. So I could see a lot of these teams really being just very competitive with one another. So in 7th, I have the Golden State Warriors. Now, speaking of old teams, this team is a goddamn ancient, bro. Steph Curry, I believe, is 37. Al Horford's 40. Jimmy Butler's 35. Draymond Green is 35. Their starting lineup is 35 years old on average, but they're still all very good basketball players. Steph is still going to do what Steph does. He's going to be insane. Jimmy Butler's a top 25 player in the league. Draymond, I feel like Draymond is just a good guy to have on your team, just for vibes. He's still an amazing player, especially defensively. Kuminga's there. This team has a lot of drama. Like this team, if I had to sum them up in 2 words, would just be old and drama. Like Jonathan Kuminga, like I don't know if he actually wants to be there. He signed the contract, he probably does, but I got no idea if he actually wants to be there. Then their bench is okay. Like Buddy Hield, Pods, Gary Payton, Moses Moody. It's decent. You know, I feel like Steph is kind of like Giannis in the fact that if he's on your team, you're gonna be good. So Steph, in my eyes, is still an absolute bona fide superstar. And if Steph does what Steph does, if Jimmy Butler can show up in the playoffs like he always does, this team could be like Dallas, and they could be another dark horse to knock off, you know, one of those top seeds. So you never know. Now in 6th, I have the Clippers, the LA Clippers with CP3. He's back. They have the vibes. They're back. Even though this offseason was kind of weird, like with all the drama surrounding Kawhi and stuff like that. But yeah, the Clippers, they're decent. Like even Bradley Beal coming into this Clippers team, I think he can be a really good addition to this team, even though even now he can be deemed as a good player because his contract isn't like 60 mil a year. So this team's gonna be decent. Zubac, who was like an all-star in the playoffs last year, so he's hopefully gonna come back and have another great year. But yeah, this team's just really solid, and we saw last year they nearly knocked out Denver from the playoffs. So this could be a team that, once again, they're probably going to be aiming for like the conference finals. So this is where it gets really hairy in the West. This is where the teams get really tight. This is where kind of anything can really happen. So I could easily see this team with Kawhi, CP3, Harden, Bradley Beal, John Collins, Brook Lopez, Zubac. Their team's deep as well. Their team's insanely deep. Their players are all very, very solid. And if they can stay healthy, this team could be a real challenge for a lot of teams. So this could be the year for the Clippers, man. You never know. It could be the year for the Clippers. Now in 5th, I got the Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James is like 42 years old and still insane. Like he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Luka's going into this season as a Laker, so he's not going through that drama that he did last year. And I think he's going to go into this season with a clear mind. As we've seen, he's now skinny Luka. Like Zion, he's lost a lot of weight. So I think this could be a year where Luka could really push for an MVP. I think the Lakers are going to be good. I think DeAndre Ayton is going to be decent. Austin Reeves, great player. They have Bronny James as well. So yeah, I think the Lakers are going to be decent. The Lakers and Clippers. I put the Lakers over the Clippers. But I could see the Clippers going back over the Lakers, man. Like these two teams, I feel like are so close, and they're very close to the team that I have in 4th, and that's the Houston Rockets. Now this is probably surprising to a lot of people. On every other prediction I've seen, a lot of people have Houston as 2nd. But man, that Fred VanVleet injury is going to affect this team in a lot of ways. KD is obviously an amazing player. However, KD, he hasn't played with a proper point guard since Golden State, and he was going to with Fred VanVleet. However, now he doesn't have Fred VanVleet. So guess what? He doesn't have a point guard now, which isn't good. So yeah, I think the Rockets are going to do very, very well. Obviously, I have them in 4th, but I just don't think they're going to be that top 3 personally. I'm a big fan of Şengün. I think Şengün's an amazing player. I think he's going to have another all-star caliber season this year. And I'm really keen to see how Şengün and KD play together. But yeah, I'm really keen for this Rockets team. We've been seeing Reed Shepherd kind of come into a more advanced role. It's going to be really interesting. So I think this Houston Rockets team could surprise a lot of people. And I would not be surprised if they make it to... Actually, no, I would be surprised if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, but I also wouldn't be, just because they have a very good team and a very good roster. Now in 3rd, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are underrated. I feel like this is one of those teams, especially last year, that when the playoffs come around, they reach new heights. Anthony Edwards, he's him, bro. Anthony Edwards is sick. Even just looking at this roster, they have Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Rob Dillingham, who's a very good player as well, Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert. No, Rudy Gobert gets so much hate. I think Rudy's a good player, bro. He dropped, what, 27 and 23 on the Lakers in the playoffs last year. DiVincenzo, yeah, Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley. They have a decent team, and this is the team that has made it to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. And I feel like a lot of people are forgetting about that. Anthony Edwards, he's just going to keep getting better. I think this team could make it to the Western Conference Finals again this year, but I don't think they've done enough to make it to the finals. They're going to be a good team. They've got a good young core. They have it's a good team. I think they're going to win a lot of games, and I think they're going to do very well in the playoffs once again. Now I'm left with my last 2 teams. Obviously, I'm a Nuggets fan, but I got to be realistic, man. This Thunder team, dude, the Thunder are insane, bro. The Thunder won last year by 15 games. They got the first seed by 15 games. I was one of the guys who was out here who was like, Jokic is the MVP last year. I still think he probably was the MVP, but man, winning the Western Conference, especially by 15 games, is incredible. I don't think they're going to have that same margin this year. I can definitely see them winning 65 games again this year. But the Thunder, they're insane. They're led by SGA, who, let's be honest, is one of the best players in the league. Their team in general is incredible. Chet is only going to be getting better. Jalen Williams is only going to be getting better. They've Nikola Topic, the Serbian, I believe, point guard. He's going to be coming into the team this year and going to be that backup point guard who I don't think they had a backup point guard last year. But they have him. He was like the 14th pick a couple years ago. And that's what's insane about this Thunder team, is they have players on their roster who haven't played, but were insanely high draft picks. So like, this team is built absolutely amazingly. Sam Presti has done insane things with this team. Caruso, the other Jalen Williams, Aaron Wiggins, Dort, like Hardenstein. This team is very, very good, insanely deep. They're going to win 60, 65 games once again this year. And then obviously my Denver Nuggets in that 2 spot. I think Denver are going to improve significantly this year. A lot of games last year, they lost to bad teams by like a couple points. And I feel like they lost those games because they didn't have a bench and they just got tired. So I think those closer games, Denver are going to win this year. And that's going to just improve their record. And I think that's going to improve it enough to be that 2 seed. But Denver, they're going to have another great year. They have Nikola Jokic, who's insane. So if you have Nikola Jokic on your team, you're going to do well. But yeah, this is my Western Conference predictions. I'm pretty happy with it. However, I could definitely at the end of the year see it being completely different to this because the Western Conference is insane. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and especially comment your predictions. I really like hearing other people's predictions. If you think I'm dumb and these aren't good predictions, let me know. Or if you had the exact same prediction, let me know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.